In the business world, it feels like we're constantly chasing that trifecta. More innovation, smoother operations, and, of course, keeping a tight rein on costs. And while traditional software has been the backbone for years, you sometimes hit a point where the systems just don't talk to each other as well as you'd like. Hinders that next leap.
That's right. We often see these established systems operating kind of independently, creating these digital islands of data. The information is there, sure, but the effort required to connect it meaningfully and then act on it intelligently, well, that can be a real bottleneck.
And that's where artificial intelligence keeps popping up in the conversation, promising to bridge those gaps. We're finally seeing some really practical applications emerge. And within the SAP landscape, which, if you think about it, underpins a massive 80% of global commerce, there's a particularly interesting development happening with SAP AI agents powered by Joule.
Yeah, what's fascinating here is the potential for a real paradigm shift. We're not just talking about automating those routine, easily repeatable tasks anymore. The ambition seems much larger, aiming for a more, fundamental transformation in how businesses operate.
Absolutely. So for this deep dive, that's exactly what we're going to explore. We want to get a clear handle on what these SAP AI agents actually are, how they stack up against the more general AI solutions out there, and ultimately, what makes them potentially revolutionary for automating complex enterprise-level processes.
Our goal today is really to look beyond the buzzwords and understand the core value they bring. What makes these agents stand out from the crowd?
You're the kind of person who wants to stay ahead, especially, when it comes to your career.
Absolutely.
And the resource we've kind of got our eye on is Zequant's AI's SAP AI Masterclass over on Udemy. Now, this isn't some huge, lengthy academic thing. It's designed with a very specific promise.
And it's quite a compelling one, especially if you're busy, right? Learn SAP AI in just 1 week. That's the hook.
Right, by dedicating maybe 30 minutes each day.
Yeah.
And focusing on practical, hands-on exercise. Because things are moving fast.
They really are. And if we zoom out a bit, thinking about your career path, having a solid grasp of how AI works within SAP, that could seriously set you apart.
Definitely.
It's about gaining a skill set that's going to be more and more in demand. No question.
So for you listening, this SAP AI Masterclass by Zequance.ai on Udemy.
Yeah.
It's positioning itself as a structured, manageable way to get relevant AI knowledge, specifically for the SAP world. Okay, so at their heart, SAP AI agents are intelligent autonomous systems. But they're not just tacked on. They're deeply integrated within the Joule framework. The idea is that they can function almost like an extra, incredibly efficient brain for the entire organization.
That's a helpful way to think about it. It's about augmenting human capabilities with AI that has a real understanding of the specific workings of that particular business.
Okay, let's dig a little deeper then. In practical terms, what exactly are these SAP AI agents? It's not just one monolithic AI, is it?
No, that's a crucial distinction. Their power comes from their ability to collaborate. It's a multi-agent approach. They're also built with what's called business process grounding, which basically means they understand the context and flow of various business activities. And then you have that deep SAP integration, which is essential for automating those truly complex end-to-end workflows. Instead of picturing a single robot, think of like a team of specialized virtual employees working together.
Specialized virtual employees collaborating. I like that analogy. So what are some of the key things these virtual team members can actually do? What are the core capabilities we should be aware of?
Well, the source material highlights several important features. First is intelligent automation. This goes beyond simple stuff. These agents can execute multi-step workflows by leveraging a library of over 1,300 pre-built skills.
Wow, 1,300.
Yeah, and this isn't just a random collection. This library reflects decades of SAP's understanding of intricate business processes. So you're not starting from scratch on common workflows like, say, managing the entire dispute resolution process or handling procurement stages. You're leveraging best practices already baked in.
Okay, 1,300 pre-built skills. That's a significant head start.
Yeah.
But how do they know which skills to apply and how different processes connect within a business?
That's where the SAP Knowledge Graph comes into play. Imagine it as a detailed digital blueprint of your business. It understands the intricate web of relationships between different elements invoices, purchase orders, customers, products, even the org structure.
Okay.
So if an agent is processing an invoice, it doesn't just see a number. It understands this invoice is related to a specific customer, a particular order, a set of products, allowing for much smarter actions.
Got it. So it's not just processing isolated data. It has a holistic view of how everything fits together. What else is key to how these agents operate?
Another crucial feature is natural language processing, or NLP. This enables conversational interactions. So instead of complex menus or running specific reports, you could potentially just ask the system a question in plain English, like, what were our sales in Europe last quarter? And the agent gets it and finds the info.
So it's literally just ask a question like you're talking to a colleague.
Pretty much, yeah.
That sounds incredibly intuitive, could really lower the barrier to accessing insights. And then as we touched on earlier, there's the seamless SAP integration.
Exactly. These agents are designed to work natively with core SAP systems like SAP AI Cloud, that's the high-performance database crucial for real-time info, and S/4HANA, the main ERP system. But importantly, they can also connect with third-party apps through the SAP integration suite.
Meaning
Meaning they aren't stuck in the SAP world. They could connect to, say, your Salesforce CRM or a logistics platform to pull data, making them quite adaptable in today's complex IT landscapes.
so they can play well with others, even outside the core SAP ecosystem. Got it. And finally, the source mentions a human-in-the-loop design. Why is that important?
It's vital for trust and control, really. While these agents are designed to operate autonomously, handle tasks start to finish, there's always the option for human oversight, human intervention.
Right.
It's not about completely removing people, but augmenting their capabilities, letting them step in for critical decisions or, when unexpected stuff happens.
That makes perfect sense. Empowering people, not replacing them. Now, can you give us some more concrete examples? How are these agents being used in different parts of a business? The source had some departmental ones.
Certainly. In finance, as the source highlights, we're seeing agents that can automatically detect duplicate payments, saving time, preventing errors. They can also help automatically resolve disputes by intelligently analyzing data and communication history.
Yeah, that could really free up finance teams from those tedious tasks. Let them focus on strategy.
What about in HR? In HR, the potential is also huge.
Yeah.
Agents can automate a lot of the new employee onboarding paperwork, system access, all that. Interestingly, they can also analyze employee data to predict potential retention risks, letting HR be proactive.
Wow, using AI for predictive insights in HR, that could be a real game changer for workforce management. And finally, what about the supply chain?
In supply chain, we're seeing applications like predicting potential inventory shortages based on tons of factors, even optimizing delivery routes in real time. Imagine an agent flagging a potential shortage based on demand forecasts and lead times, and then automatically starting the reorder process based on pre-approved rules.
So it's really spanning across core operational areas.
Yeah.
Now, the crucial question for me is, how do these SAP AI agents powered by Joule truly differ from other AI solutions businesses might be looking at? The source laid out a comparison.
Yes, that comparison is essential. Let's walk through it. When we look at integration, generic AI often needs custom connectors built, which takes time and can lead to those data silos we mentioned. SAP AI agents, though, are deeply embedded within SAP systems. Much smoother, direct access to data and processes.
So with this deep integration, you're suggesting businesses avoid the common pitfalls of generic AI, where data gets trapped, hindering that holistic view.
Exactly. It's not an afterthought or a bolt-on. It's designed from the ground up for the SAP environment.
Okay. What about business context? That seems incredibly important.
Absolutely. Generic AI often lacks deep understanding of specific industries or business processes. SAP AI agents, however, are grounded in 50-plus years of SAP's experience across countless sectors. They leverage the knowledge in the SAP Knowledge Graph. This gives them an inherent understanding of how businesses operate. That's a huge advantage. They're not starting blank. They get business logic, best practices.
How does that inherent understanding impact the scope of what they can do?
Because they understand how different processes connect, SAP AI agents are designed for cross-functional collaboration. They can orchestrate workflows involving multiple departments, finance, HR, supply chain, all working together. Generic AI often has a much narrower, focused, specific, isolated tasks.
So instead of just automating one step, they can potentially manage the entire flow across different teams. What about the actual skills these agents have and the flexibility for customization?
SAP AI agents come with that huge library, over 1,300 pre-built skills. And coming in Q4 2024, the Joule Studio will introduce low-code tools for customization.
Oh, code, okay.
Yeah, allowing businesses to tailor agents to their specific needs without needing deep coding expertise. Generic AI often means building from scratch or using limited templates.
That low-code aspect sounds really empowering, giving businesses more control without needing a team of AI developers.
Definitely.
And finally, what about support? Dealing with tech issues can be a real pain, especially with complex systems.
Right. With SAP AI agents, you get end-to-end support from the whole SAP ecosystem, the agents, the data infrastructure, compliance. With generic AI, you might be dealing with multiple vendors, fragmented support, more complexity when things go wrong.
So across the board, it really does seem like that deep integration and the inherent business context are the key differentiators setting SAP AI agents apart.
Precisely. Because they have that context, they can tackle much bigger, more complex problems. Take that payment dispute example again. A generic AI might spot a duplicate payment.
Maybe.
Yeah. But a Joule agent can go further, collaborate with invoicing, customer service systems, understand the root cause, then automatically generate a resolution, even communicate proactively with the customer.
It's that ability to connect the dots across functions and data sources that seems to be the real strength. And the source also emphasized data-driven decisions.
Yes, critical point. Access to the SAP Business Data Cloud is essential. It ensures agents operate on unified, trustworthy data. This eliminates inconsistencies, inaccuracies you get with siloed or old data, leads to more reliable, impactful decisions.
Trustworthy data is absolutely the foundation. Makes sense. And the concept of collaborative autonomy also really stood out, not just individual agents working alone.
That's right. Teams of these agents can actually self-organize, combine their specialized knowledge to tackle complex stuff. For instance, ensuring contract compliance, you might have a procurement agent handling the buying, working closely with a legal agent reviewing terms.
Ah, okay.
This collaborative approach gives a more comprehensive, robust outcome than if each agent worked in isolation. It's like building a virtual expert team.
A virtual team with specific expertise working seamlessly. Got it.
Exactly. Now let's delve into those real-world use cases in a bit more detail. The source gave 3 specific examples that really illustrate the power here.
Yeah, these concrete examples really help bring the concepts to life. Let's start with dispute management. The problem. A duplicate payment leading to a customer dispute. Ouch.
And this is where Joule stepped in. A collections agent flagged the discrepancy automatically. Then, an invoicing agent cross-referenced SAP data to pinpoint the error. Finally, a customer support agent used this info to auto-generate emails to the customer, explaining everything, detailing the fix.
So not just identifying the problem, but proactively resolving it and keeping the customer looped in all in hours, not days.
Exactly. Much faster resolution, and crucially, preserving customer trust. That's huge.
Definitely. The second use case was HR talent acquisition. Hiring volume causing bottlenecks, delaying onboarding.
Right. To address this, Joule agents automated a bunch of tasks, job postings, resume screening, scheduling interviews. What's really noteworthy is they also analyzed candidate fit using historical retention data.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, aiming to find people who are not only qualified, but also likely to stick around long term. So it's going beyond just filling seats to focusing on quality of higher long-term engagement.
And what were the tangible results there in HR?
A remarkable 30% faster hiring cycle. Big savings in time, resources. Plus, it's significantly reduced the admin load on HR, freeing them up for more strategic stuff like talent development.
Less paperwork, more people focus. Powerful shift.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Less paperwork, faster hiring, potentially better long-term hires. Sounds like a triple win. The final use case was supply chain optimization, tackling unplanned equipment downtime. Costly stuff.
Super critical area. Unexpected downtime in manufacturing or logistics hits the bottom line hard. In this scenario, a predictive maintenance agent monitored equipment sensor data, analyzed patterns, and actually forecasted potential failures before they happen.
So identifying problems before they even occur. What happens next?
Once a potential failure is predicted, a procurement agent automatically kicks in, orders the necessary replacement parts proactively.
Art.
This minimizes disruption, reduces downtime duration, and the measurable benefits. A significant 20% reduction in unplanned downtime directly translates to lower maintenance costs, increased production uptime. These examples really show the tangible impact. It's not just theory, it's measurable improvements, efficiency, cost savings, even customer satisfaction.
Absolutely. Now looking ahead, what's the roadmap for SAP AI agents? The source touched on upcoming developments.
It's pretty ambitious. 2025, we expect expanded NLP capabilities, better conversational interaction, understanding nuance, also new developer tools to make it easier for businesses to build custom agents, extend functionalities for their unique needs.
So even more power and flexibility for businesses to tailor these agents.
Yeah.
And the ultimate vision SAP outlined seems, well, transformative.
It does sound like it.
Yeah.
Indeed. SAP's vision is of autonomous enterprises, where AI could handle maybe up to 80% of routine, repetitive tasks.
80%?
Yeah. Freeing up human employees for higher value innovation strategy, complex problem solving, customer relationships, things humans excel at.
That's a pretty significant potential shift in how businesses might operate, how people contribute in the years ahead.
It certainly gives you something to think about.
It really does. So if we were to summarize our deep dive into SAP AI agents, what's the core takeaway for our listeners?
I think the central message is that SAP AI agents, powered by Joule, represent a significant evolution in enterprise automation. They move beyond basic task automation towards comprehensive business transformation, especially for organizations already in the SAP ecosystem.
And the unique value is really...
It's those collaborative agents, deeply rooted in SAP's history and process expertise, delivering end-to-end solutions for complex challenges in an integrated way.
Precisely. That combination, deep integration, business context understanding, collaborative autonomy, that truly sets them apart from more generic AI tools lacking that built-in business intelligence. This all leads to a really important question for you, the listener. As AI takes on more autonomous roles in enterprises, how might that reshape your own responsibilities, the way you approach work in the coming years? It's definitely crucial to consider.
This is a critical point for everyone. The increasing capabilities of AI will impact the future of work, the skills that become most valued. No doubt about it.
So if you're interested in exploring this further, maybe understanding how SAP AI agents could benefit your organization, the source material suggests diving into SAP's roadmap for Joule, exploring pilot possibilities.
Yeah, definitely check that out.
You can find more details by contacting SAP directly or visiting the SAP Joule website for demos and more use cases.
We really encourage you to explore those resources. Consider the transformative potential for your own business.
Because, as the source succinctly puts it, the era of intelligent enterprises truly begins with SAP AI agents. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.